let's discuss how to act on our opinions and solutions. So by the nature of our work in data science and data analytics, we are problem solvers, and we see ourselves as problem solvers. And for some people, it goes. Some people like myself, it goes even further to the point that you place some of your self-worth in your ability to solve problems. So as a result, because when it's deeply entangled with your identity, then you want to be solving problems often, anywhere, everywhere. And what I wanted to discuss today is that there are multiple ways to act on the solutions that you come up with, multiple ways to deliver that, and then multiple ways to act on your opinions that might or assumptions that might feed into the solutions that you have. So generally, as practitioners, we're good at coming up with the solutions. So then it's kind of like, how do we communicate those, and what do we do from that point on? So I wanted to cover three quick ones today. The first one is the simplest one, and the one that we default to, but it may not always apply. So that one is: tell them, express your solution, how it solves the problem, the benefits, etc. But the direct communication is obviously a good one. It's our default. It doesn't always need to be applied though, and I think it's good to understand the other options, and then we can pick in the moment which one we're going to apply. But the first one is tell them and go through the solution and the benefits. Second one is guide people with questions, and this is really good for when you're discussing with team members, mentoring other people, collaborating even with senior stakeholders. Sometimes you see things or you come up with solutions that other people don't, and to help them see what's there, as we covered in the first point, you can tell them, or in this point, you can ask them leading questions. And the idea is not to make them feel bad for not saying what you see. The idea is not to make them uncomfortable, to ridicule them. The idea is for it to be, a very pleasant interaction. So an example is that if you're working with a more junior colleague and they came up with a solution for a problem, sometimes junior people like to overcomplicate things or overshoot the first solution, overshoot the engineering or the complexity of the model. And they might be discussing this with you, and instead of telling them, hey, just don't do it like that, do it like this, which is point one, a way to guide them with questions would be like, what do you think are other ways that we can solve this problem? Or how do you think we can reduce the footprint of the solution? Or how can we develop something that is quicker to implement? Or say, if we only had a week or 2 days to implement the solution for this problem, what would you do? And asking them questions that arouse new thoughts in people is a great way to use your solution or your ideas, but getting the other person to come to the realization themselves. So that is always very helpful. So point two, ask them questions to help them see other perspectives, and through that you might find that you collaborate really well and end up in an alternative that neither of you had thought before, and that's always really, really great and really beneficial. And then the third one is to provide people with a process or a structure on how they can solve problems. And I'll make more videos or more in-depth videos about a few of these that I use and that I share with my teams. But one alternative is to say that if you have that more junior team member coming up with a solution to a problem, maybe you give them a process to say, hey, in this case, you jump straight to a solution. It was a good solution, but maybe there's other ways that we can look at it. So what I recommend for you is to follow this process, and it can be something like, first, define what you're shooting for, then look at find information about how to do it, multiple variations, then do some brainstorming and come up with multiple options, and then choose between the options and go to implement those. So you can give them a bit of structure or a process, something like that, or you could make it simpler and say, hey, do some brainstorming, find alternatives, bring me 3 alternatives, and let's discuss those. But providing them a bit of structure or a process can be another way to help people be on the journey to identify things that they might not see today, but that you do. So these are 3 ways that you can act on your solutions, act on your recommendations, and there was 2 in there that is besides directly telling them. I hope this has been helpful. Like and comment below on what other approaches you use to deliver or act on your solutions and your ideas. Share this video with somebody that would get value from it, and follow for more videos like this. See you in the next one.